How is it us, humans, are the smartest species on the planet, yet the most stupidest at the same time? How is it that we cannot understand our roles and what we need to do as men and women? Look, masculinity, it didn't just evolve. It was created in an instant when God created Adam and gave him orders. Now look, I'm all for powerful women, but being powerful in your role, the one that God gave you, just as a man should be powerful in his role. And that's the key to everything. But us men, we have abandoned our post. A lot of this feminism that you see, in my opinion, it's just a simple outcry. It's a plead for men to become men again. Honestly, look, when I see these clips, when I see these videos of women degrading and devaluing and shaming men, realistically, all I'm really seeing, all I'm really looking at is just these little girls that are breaking down, crying out, begging us men to be men again. They're just lost and confused. However, daddy was never around while they were growing up, never helping them realize how valuable they are, never showing them their God-given role in all of this. And now they're frantically lashing out at us men, and they honestly just can't articulate how they really feel and what they really need. And I feel bad for them. Honestly, it breaks my heart. And all this disorder that you see, not just in the world, but within the families, these broken families, it all stems from one thing: the man not doing his work, the man not defending and guiding his family, the man just losing his vision, his direction, and forgetting all his values. You look at the statistics, bro. Time magazine says that 70% of all young criminals all come from fatherless homes. Money, success, power, influence, women, those things don't define your manhood. Those things come and go. When you die, they get passed on to someone else. But hey, you fulfill your role as father, as husband. Even for you young bucks that aren't there yet, hey, you fulfill your role as a brother, a son, a friend. Hey, don't take that position lightly. Don't allow culture to sever your nuts. Don't allow culture to tell you what a man is. Only God can tell you what a man is. See, the enemy is always trying to take out the leader. He knows the strength there is in true manhood. So what does he do? He draws the woman out. Just like he did with Eve. Eve was the first one tempted. She was the first one who ate of the fruit. The enemy drew Eve out from under the spiritual authority of her husband, Adam. And because Adam wasn't on guard duty, because he was caught sleeping, everything went to chaos. He then ate of the apple after Eve. Even though Eve did it first, who did God go looking after? He went looking after, not Eve, he went looking after Adam. See, God always holds the man responsible in a way which he doesn't the woman. Everything falls back on the man's shoulders. So you gotta take responsibility, my brothers. Now, hey, look, don't get me wrong. All these little feminism clips and, that I curate and compile and put together, they're cool. They get us as men, they get us all pumped and riled up, right? But hey, look, at the end of the day, we're not here to just take back our rulership. God is our true ruler. What we're here to do is take back our true, organic, masculine role of manhood, right? And not by dominance and tyranny, but by service and sacrifice. Like that little male quail birdie in my backyard, right? That little dude, he's playing the man. He's taking on his role, his position. He's doing his duty, staying on guard. We gotta stay on guard, my brothers. Don't allow culture to tinker with your role as a man. Don't allow culture to tell you that, as a man, you just need to be more soft, more sensitive, more in tune with all your feelings and emotions. That it's okay to be weak. Not all men are built to be strong. You can be weak, it's okay. Screw that. Learn how to be more stoic. Learn how to be more masculine. Embrace and maximize your role. God gave you a spirit of not fear, not of anxiety, not of laziness and weakness. He gave you a spirit, what's it say? Of love, power, and a sound mind. It's okay to be aware of your emotions, but you can't let your emotions guide and direct your life. You got to figure out how you can man up and serve and sacrifice. And look, that ain't simp-like, that's king-like right there. That's king-like swagger. There's a difference. There's a difference between simp and serve. Serve is sacrificial. It's leadership. Just like how I lead this channel by serving you guys with content. You guys don't call me a simp for serving you, right? Nah, simping is desperate. A simp is a man who abandons all his values in order to gain the attention of a Jezebel. Jezebel was a woman who was married to King Ahab. She was strong-willed, she had a power trip, she served false gods. She was infamous for her deception, trickery, idolatry. So as a man, you can't allow that to happen, to come into your life. Now, real quick, I just want to end this video off with a quick story. It's a powerful story of a man named Jim Manson. Now, Jim Manson had a perfect marriage for 20 years. But over time, him and his wife kept growing apart, and they kept becoming more bitter towards each other. They both became stubborn, toxic, had their blind spots. They could have went the logical route, the route culture recommends, right? A healthy divorce, which biblically makes no sense at all. But to Jim, he couldn't just let his family die. He realized he couldn't just walk away from the small civilization that God had entrusted him with. He couldn't just walk away from the leadership role, the wife of his youth. He couldn't let his family just become another statistic. He couldn't just spit on the vows he had made to God 20 years earlier. He decided to show himself a man. Though his wife Nancy had totally fallen out of love with him and was ready to sign the divorce papers, Jim just couldn't. He realized, if I'm going to follow Christ, I need to follow his example. His bride, the church, us, the people, right? They didn't like him much either. They didn't return his love, but he deeply loved her anyways. He loved us anyways. And he kept loving us, even when it literally killed him. They crucified him and hung him on a tree, right? And check this out. He never once developed a bad attitude towards us, toward his bride. He was willing to do whatever it took to make his marriage work. Jim said, it won't be easy, but I'll do it, and I'll keep doing it because it's right and because I'm a man. Oof, that's it right there. I'm going to give myself to my marriage because of who I am, not because of who my wife
Men, if you don't lead, who will they follow?